All right, so last week we talked about how to do portraiture. We talked about how to lay the face out in a proper manner, breaking it down like we did with our silhouette. We blocked out our portrait, our faces, with the circle and the jaw, the eyes, and so on and so forth. We're masters of that now. We know how to tackle it. We've got it covered. I saw your projects. You guys did very, very well, so thank you for that. So now I want you to take all that knowledge that you learned last week and literally throw it out the window, forget all about it, other than the fact of how to break things down. Okay? Because today and tomorrow, before we start kind of the final version of drawing the human face, which is going to come later in the week, what we're going to do for fun, just to kind of mix it up a little bit, is talk about how to do some caricatures. So this is a caricature, the lady we all know. All right. Now, whenever you go and draw a caricature of anyone, it's basically all you're doing is you're taking what we already know of how to draw that face proportionally and correctly, and we just start kind of fudging with it a little bit, kind of messing with it, right? So instead of putting the eyes here, maybe they're still here in the middle of the face, obviously, one to look like a human, but maybe the one's really big and there's an eyebrow raised or something like that. Just to give you a quick breakdown. The first thing you want to do is you want to think about the shape of the head, okay? So rather than drawing the circle and then the jaw, what we want to do is think just kind of one overall shape, almost like it's kind of like a fruit or like a gourd. You know, they kind of come oblong and messed up looking. So think about whoever your subject is. In this case, we're going to draw each other. But think about who your subject is and what shaped head do they have. Do they have a really big jaw? Maybe they have a big mouth. They're going to need a big bottom jaw. Maybe they have a tiny top of a head. Or maybe they have a really long head, so it's small on the top and small on the bottom. Or a really fat head, so it's wide on either side, right? Think about the overall shape. The next step I'm going to throw out to you guys. Look at your friends and fellow comrades, and what facial features do you see? What features do they have? You tell me. I'm just going to list them out. Go ahead. You spit them out.
Me?
Not all at once. Just do it. You go for it. Yell out. What do you see on the face?
Eyes.
Eyes. How many?
2.
2. Good. If it was 3, we had a problem. All right. So eyes. 2 of them. What else?
Mouth.
Mouth? Sure. Mouth. What else?
Ears.
Nose. What else?
Like
What's that?
dimples and wrinkles.
Wrinkles. I'll say imperfections. Imperfections. That's good. That's a very good quality. Because those imperfections are what make us look individual, right? As we were drawing our faces last week, we realized, especially whenever you're drawing yourself versus other people, or even famous people that we looked up in photos, that's what makes people look different, right? How they have their hair done up, what imperfections they have in the face that make them interesting to look at. So you have to think about all these different things. There's many, many more. But break it down, think almost like a computer, right? You kind of organize things, boop, 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 going down the list, right? Whenever you look at your subject, whoever you're going to draw, again, in this case, we're going to draw each other. But whenever you look at your subject, pick out like 3 or 4. It's just kind of a rule of thumb. It doesn't have to be 3 or 4. If there's only one, you're like, if I was going to draw Jay Leno, I could just draw a giant chin, put 2 eyes, and walk away.
Yeah.
But then that would only be 1 or 2, right? But in general, think about 3 or 4 things that really you want to emphasize on this person's face. For me, I got big old Dumbo ears, right? I'm slowly balding, which is much of a detriment to myself. I kind of squinty eyes, right? They're not really like large. They're just kind of there. Pretty broad, long nose. Like my mouth, even though I talk a lot, isn't a focal point of my face. So I'd say probably ears and a nose, and you could whip me up pretty quickly. So think about the features of the person that you're drawing, and we want to emphasize onto those. So, thank you. All right. So we know already, if I was going to draw him in real life, right, I'd start with a circle, add on the jaw, and start whittling it from there, right? So, think about what kind of face shape, right? It's got a pretty big top here, kind of a smaller chin, right? So I'm going to go for like a teardrop kind of shape. Also, if you would just keep facing them, I'm going to have you not watch. So as they start to laugh, you can feel the pain. All right, okay. All right, so.
Body like in the park.
Yeah, exactly.
You have like a Titanic nose.
That is really big.
That's pretty accurate.
Okay. But in the meantime, just start from the basics, from the beginning. From this point on, you want to continue with your caricature, only thanks to the holiday of Halloween upcoming here, I would like you to also consider taking your caricatured face and transforming it into a pumpkin. In this way, not only are we keeping up with the holiday, but it'll also give you more access and ability to be creative. Think about the background, and make sure that you finish the entire picture using only pencil and marker.